branch control instructions. So as we discussed earlier, a program is a set of instructions and these instructions will be executed sequentially. So when an instruction is fetched, the program counter will be loaded with the address of the next instruction to be fetched. Usually, in almost all the cases, the next instruction means the instruction that is stored next to that comes in the successive memory location. So when an instruction is fetched, the program counter is incremented and it points to the program counter is loaded with the value that is the next instruction, address of the next instruction to be fetched. There is an exception for this when a branch control instruction comes. So branching instruction means the program counter will be loaded with a different address, that is with some other places, not to the successive location. It branches to some other locations. So the branch instructions are, so you can see branch instruction here, you see branch instruction, jump instructions, call instruction, return instruction, and conditional jump instruction. So jump instructions are two types, unconditional jump instructions and conditional jump instructions. So here you can see this S jump, A jump, L jump are unconditional jump instructions. So it jumps to a particular location, to a labeled location without any condition. Whenever the instruction comes, it just jumps to that particular location. Here you have the conditional jump instruction, that is EJNE, DJNZ, jump if carry, jump if not carry, jump if 0, jump if not 0. This is Boolean instruction, jump if bit, jump if no bit, and jump if bit and clear it or complement it. So these are conditional jump instructions. So conditional jump instruction means it will check for a particular condition. If the condition is satisfied, the processor will jump to the new location, the labeled location. If the condition is not satisfied, it goes to the next instruction in the successive memory location. So that is conditional jump instruction and unconditional jump instruction. Then we have call instructions and return instruction. Call instruction means when we call a subroutine, the processor goes to that subroutine, executes the subroutine, the set of instructions in that location, and return instruction is used to return back from the subroutine. These are the branch control instructions that we are going to discuss. So first one is short jump, that is SJump. Syntax for short jump is SJump relative address. So short jump using the relative address. So this relative address is ranged from the 256 locations. That is, the address will be an 8-bit address. So this 8-bit address can jump to a 256 location. This jump can be done forward and backward. So we have 128 location forward and 128 location backward. So the range of the SJump is minus 128 to plus 127. Size of the instruction is 2 bytes, 1 byte for the opcode SJump and 1 byte for the relative address. The PC will get the new value. That is PC, that is the PC current value of PC is the address of next instruction plus the relative address. You will get the new value and this value will be loaded to the program counter. SJump usages, SJump unconditional, and all the conditional jumps are short jumps. So all the conditional jumps will be short jump. Here the branch instruction address, that is relative address, is calculated as a relative distance from the next instruction to the branch location. In simple terms, instead of telling where we want to jump, we are telling how far we want to jump. This relative address is then added to PC, which normally contains the address of next instruction. So നമുക്ക് റിലേറ്റീവ് അഡ്രസ് എന്താ തരുന്നതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമുക്ക് എത്ര ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻസ് ജമ്പ് ചെയ്യണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എത്ര ബൈറ്റ് ലൊക്കേഷൻസ് ജമ്പ് ചെയ്യണമെന്നുള്ള ഒരു വാല്യൂ ആണ് നമുക്ക് റിലേറ്റീവ് അഡ്രസ് തരുന്നത്. സോ നമ്മുടെ പി സിയുടെ കറന്റ് വാല്യൂ മീൻസ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ വാല്യൂ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ അഡ്രസ് ഓഫ് നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ. നെക്സ്റ്റ് നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ ഫെച്ച് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ പി സിയുടെ വാല്യൂ ഇൻക്രിമെന്റ് ചെയ്ത് അടുത്ത ഏത് ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ ആണോ ഫെച്ച് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് ആ ഒരു ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷനിലോട്ടായിരിക്കും പി സിയുടെ വാല്യൂ കറന്റ് വാല്യൂ ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. സോ അതിന്റെ കൂടെ നമുക്ക് എത്ര ബൈറ്റ് ലൊക്കേഷൻസും കൂടെ ജമ്പ് ചെയ്താലാണ് നമുക്ക് ലേബൽ ചെയ്തേക്കുന്ന ലൊക്കേഷനിൽ എത്തുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് relative address mean ചെയ്യുന്നത്. If you see that our current value of PC is 6, we need to jump to the location 9, then we will add the relative address as 3, so that we will get 6 plus 3, 9. 9 ആണ് നമ്മുടെ ലേബിൾ ചെയ്തേക്കുന്ന ലൊക്കേഷൻ. കറന്റ് വാല്യൂ ഓഫ് പി സി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 6 ആണ്. ഇപ്പൊ 6ന്റെ കൂടെ നമ്മൾ 3 കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ we can get the labeled location 9 എന്നുള്ള അഡ്രസ് കിട്ടും. So when the condition is satisfied, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഷോർട്ട് ജംപ് ജസ്റ്റ് എസ് ജംപ് ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എസ് ജംപ് നമ്മൾ ലേബിൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന ലൊക്കേഷൻ 9 അങ്ങോട്ട് ജംപ് ചെയ്യും. That is the jump instruction, short jump instruction. So this is an example where we use a short jump instruction. Here the org 0000, that is we are starting from the address 0000, and first instruction move r0 comma #0. So move r0 is having the opcode 78 and 00, that is the immediate value that we are loading, that we will get the opcode 7800. This opcode is 2 byte. This 2 byte instruction, so we need 2 byte locations, 2 memory locations to store this instruction. So we are storing 78 in location 00 and 00 in location 01. So the next instruction will be stored in location 02. The instruction is move a comma #55 hex. Move a, the opcode is 74 and #55 immediate value, that is 55. So the opcode for this instruction is 745455. This also 2 byte. So we need 2 locations, 2 memory locations to store this instruction with this opcode. So one memory location will store only 1 byte of data. 1 byte can be stored in one memory location. So 74 will be stored in one location, that is in 02, and 03 we will store 55. And the next location, that is 04, it stores the next instruction, that is J is at next. J is at next means jump F0 next. So we are checking the accumulator register. J is at means we are checking accumulator register. If the content of accumulator register is 0, we will jump to the label that is next here. So the opcode for J is at is 60 and 03 is the relative address of next. So when we fetch this instruction, that is J is at next, when the processor fetches this instruction, the program counter is incremented and it points to the next instruction, that is increment R0. The increment R0, the location is 06. So the program counter value, when after fetching the instruction J is at next, the program counter value will be, it will be the program counter. The program counter value will be 6. That is 0006 will be the value of program counter. So this is our program counter. The value of program counter will be 0006 when after fetching this J is at next instruction. So with this program counter value, we are adding the relative address so that you will get the address of this label, that is next label. So when adding 6 so we are adding the current value of PC with added with the relative address, that is 03, we'll get the answer 9. So this will be the address of the location where we place the next, that is the next is placed in location 0009. So when if this condition is satisfied, the program counter will be loaded with this value. So if the accumulator register contains the value 0, it jumps to the location next, and this next address is calculated by adding the relative address, that is 03. 60 is the opcode for JZ and 03 is the relative address. So this adding 03 with the current value of PC, you will get the address of the location where to jump. So you get the value 009. There you store the next where we want to jump the, if the condition is satisfied. If the condition is not satisfied, the program counter will continue with this value, that is at increment R0, then increment A, like that it goes to the successive locations. So another instruction, that is JNC over So here you can see after fetching this instruction in location 000B, after fetching this instruction, the program counter is incremented and loaded with the new value 000D. So the program counter will be loaded with the new value, that is 000D. So when fetches this instruction JNC over, the program counter is incremented and points to the next instruction, that is in location 000D. So the program counter value will be 000D, and JNC, the opcode is 50 and 05 is the relative address. So in this case, we are adding 00D with the value. The relative address here it is got 05. So you get that I'll adding D with 5, D with 5, you get the answer 2. So you get the answer 1, 2 while adding D with 5. D, E, F, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, and 1, 2. You get answer 1, 2. When D plus 5, you get the answer 1, 2. So in location 1, 2, you have the label that is over. This is one way of finding, that is whenever the condition is satisfied, the program counter will be loaded with the new value, that is 0012. So if not carry after the addition, it is not carry, the processor will jump to the instruction this at A comma R3, that is jump to the location over. This is the labeled location. So this location is found by adding the current value of PC with the relative address 05. So we can find the relative address when we are converting the assembler will find the relative address by calculating how many byte location it need to jump. So first case, we said that the relative address is 3. How you get the relative address 3? You can see you have written the instruction in assembly language. You know the particular memory location. So, and in JZ next, the JZ is the opcode has 6. JZ the opcode is 60, and you need to find the relative address. So you know the program counter current value is 06, and you know where to jump. That is jump to this location, that is 09. So to from 06 to 09, you need to jump. So you need to add 3. So you have the relative address as 3. It will when you convert it into opcodes, it will calculate the relative address by counting how many byte location it needs to jump. From 6 to 9, you want to add 3. So here also from D, it need the labeled location is 1, 2. So you need to add 5. So the current the relative address is 05. This is in the case of forward jump, and in the case of reverse jump, we have example here JNC again. So JNC again from here, from this 1 5 will be the current value of PC when you fetch this instruction. So this 1 5 you need to add F2. So while seeing this F2, you can see that the MSB bit is 1. F means 1111 and 2 is 0010. So the MSB bit is 1. You can F2 is 1. So this is F2. F2, you can see the MSB bit is 1. So MSB bit 1 means it's a negative number. So you can say that it is a backward jump. So backward, you are adding this negative number with the current value of PC. When you add F2 with 1 5, you will get the answer 07. So you can find by taking the 2's complement, you will get what is the value of this. And subtracting this value with 1 5, you will get 07. can check it and can do it and check. And another backward jump is as jump here. So here, this after fetching this instruction, the current PC value is 17. And in this jump, you need to go back to the location 15. So here, from 17 to 15, 17 is added with FE. So FE, the value is, you can take the 2's complement and check, the value will be -2. So 17 minus 2, you will get the answer 15. So that the program counter, when the this instruction, the program counter will jumps to 15, the location 15. So next is absolute jump. So short jump means it's a short jumping only to short distance. That is, the range is -128 to +127. That is only 256 location. So absolute jump means it's our total ROM size is 64 KB. So this 64 KB is divided into 32 pages of 2 KB size. So the maximum size of the page is 2 KB. The absolute jump means jump that within the same page is absolute jump. That is within the range 2 KB size is the absolute jump. So absolute jump using short address. So here we have a short address, maximum 2 KB as long as the jump is within the same page. Jump within the same page is absolute jump. The size of the instruction, that is 2 byte instruction, opcode of a jump is 1 byte, and as address, that is short address, will be 1 byte. So new address is calculated. So new address, that is 16-bit address, will be loaded to program counter. So we said that it is within the same page, that is only it can jump 2 KB, 2 byte, 2 KB size. So the first 5 bits of the PC remains the same. So first 5 bytes of bits of the PC will be the same as the branch is in the same page. So current value of program counter node same ആയിരിക്കും. The first 5 bits ആണ്. നമുക്ക് ഒരു പേജിൽ മാത്രമേ jump ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. So first by 5 bits നമ്മുടെ present locationും നമ്മൾ എങ്ങോട്ട് jump ചെയ്യുന്നു ആ ലൊക്കേഷന്റെയും first 5 bits same ആയിരിക്കും. And next opcode, next 3 bit is opcode. Hence a jump has 3 bits means we have 8 combinations, so 8 opcodes on the absolute jump. And as address, that is short address is 8 bit, lower 8 bits of the jump location. So a jump and a call is used. It's the usage. Description. Here the entire program memory, that is 64 KB, is divided into 32 pages, each page being of 2 KB. We can jump to any location of the same page, giving a maximum range of 2 KB. As the jump is in the same page, only the lower 11 bits of the address will change. That is, the higher 5 bits remains the same. Out of them, the lower 8 bits are given by the S address, and the higher 3 bits are given by the opcode of a jump. 3 bits have 8 combinations, hence a jump has 8 opcodes. So next is long jump. L jump, L address, that is long address, long jump using long address, that is full address. This is 64 KB because L address is a 16-bit address. So can be any value from 0000 hex to FFFF hex. So it can, so our maximum, the memory size is, the memory will be from 000 to FFFF. So using L jump, we can jump to anywhere in the memory. So the size of this instruction is 3 byte. That is, the opcode of L jump is 1 byte, and we need 2 byte. That is, a 16-bit address is for L address is 16-bit, so 2 bytes for the L address. New address calculation is directly we are loading the L address to PC. So we are giving here L address, which is 16-bit, and program counter is also 16-bit. So this L address is directly loaded to PC. Usage is LJump and LCall. This is the simplest type of jump. Here, we simply give the address where we wish to jump using the L address. So this L address is then simply put into the program counter. So next is call and return instruction. So we have discussed about the jump instruction. So in jump instruction, what happens is when we usually we executes the instructions in a sequential manner. So the instructions will be executed in a sequential manner. So when a jump instruction comes, we will jump from a particular location to a new location. So some instructions will be skipped in between, and then we will continue the instructions sequentially. So this is what happens in jump instruction. This is for jump instruction, and it's a call instructions means we are executing the instruction sequentially. So when a call instruction comes, it goes to a new location, that is a subroutine. Usually a subroutine is called. So it goes to a new location where the subroutine is placed. So here we have a call instruction. So call instruction means we are calling the subroutine, and the instructions in that subroutine will be executed. And here we will have a return instruction. So here comes the call instruction. We will give the name of the subroutine, any subroutine. So it goes to the subroutine 1. Whatever the name of the function that we give, it goes to that particular address and execute the instruction. So at the end of the subroutine, we will have a return instruction. So when a return instruction comes, it goes back to the next instruction after the call instruction. So which instruction we started the call, from which memory location we started the call instruction. When subroutine comes, it goes back to the next instruction after the call instruction. So after that, it executes the programs sequentially from there. So that happens in a call instruction. So in jump instruction, we didn't mind where to come back. We're not returning back to the next instruction. It jumps to a new location and execute the instruction in between. Not going back to the next instruction where the jump instruction happens. So the instruction in between will be skipped in jump instruction. So call instruction means we are calling a subroutine. We go to that subroutine location, execute the subroutine. That functions as a set of instructions that in that subroutine, and we'll come back to the next. When return instruction comes, we come back to the next instruction after the call instructions and execute sequentially. So this is the call instruction. Absolute call means that we have already discussed what is absolute and what is long. And return instruction, it is two types, that is return and return I instruction. So return instruction is the returning from a subroutine, and return I instruction is used when we returning from an interrupt service routine. So interrupt service routine means the routine that we are executed when an interrupt occurs. So when an interrupt occurs, the processor will stop the main program that we are executing, and it goes to the interrupted set of instructions. So this routine is called the interrupt service routine. That is the set of instruction that should be executed when an interrupt comes. So when a processor jumps to the ISR, the processor will disable the interrupt. So when returning from the interrupt, the processor need to enable the interrupts. So this enabling the return I instruction does the same function, that is return to the next instruction after the call instruction or the interrupted when interrupt comes, and also it will enable the interrupts. That is the function of return I instructions. So let's see the different. So this is the difference between jump operation and call operation. In a jump, we simply branch to a new location and continue from there on. But in a call instruction, we branch to new location, which is basically a subroutine. We execute the subroutine, and at the end, we return to the main program right at the next instruction after the call instruction. Jump operation, there is no intention to return to the previous location. In call operation, to invoke the subroutine, we usually uses call instruction, and to return to the main program, we uses return instruction. So since we are not returning back, there is no need in jump operation, there is no need for storing any return address into the stack. But in call instruction, during call instruction, the return address, that is the current value of PC, is pushed into the stack. So during return operation, return instruction, the return address is popped from stack and put back to the PC. Jump instruction can be of three types: short jump, absolute jump, and long jump. And call can be of two types: absolute call and long call. Jump operation, furthermore, jumps can be unconditional or conditional jump, but call operations are always unconditional in 805. Return instruction and return RET, return I instruction. Return instruction is used at the end of an ordinary subroutine. Return will simply return back to the next instruction of the main program. So the operation that is performed is pop PC. So the value that the return address before going to the subroutine will push the current value of PC. When a call instruction comes, the current value of PC is the return address. So that should be pushed to the stack. So this push operation should be done before going for the subroutine. So current value of PC is pushed to the stack. So when return instruction comes, that pushed value should be placed back to the program counter. So we need to pop from the stack to program counter. Pop PC means the value at the stack top is popped to program counter. So you know that the stack, that is our internal memory, or the memory, is 8-bit size and program counter is 16-bit size. So this to store the value of program counter, we need two stack locations. So two 8-bit location is needed to push the value in to the stack from program counter. So in the same way, when we pop from the stack to PC program counter, we need to pop two locations. So first we pop stack pointer, the location pointed by the stack pointer, that is from stack top to PC edge, and next PC stack pointer is decremented and the value is popped to PCL, and the stack pointer value is decremented by 2. So here the same operation will happen for return I instruction, that is return I is used at the end of an interrupt service routine. Return I will not only return back to the next instruction of the main program, but it also re-enable the interrupts by making EA bit 1. So EA bit is in the special function register, IE register or bit and EA bit adana 1 aaki kodukku, so that the interrupt is enabled. So operation perform cheyyunnathu program counter lotte nammal pop cheyyum, adu koodade interrupt enable bit of IE register, special function register in the EA bit 1 aaki kodukkum. That is the operation done in return I instructions. So here program counter, when we jumps to a new location, nammal nerthe parnja oru example la you can see in the example, that is the current value of program counter value when it was 00 06. So this is program counter that we PCH and PCL ആയിട്ട് രണ്ട് 8-bit registers ആയിട്ട് divide ചെയ്തു. So the 0006 is stored in the program counter. Program counter 0006 ഉണ്ട്. So we have the stack. So നമ്മൾ ഒരു subroutine ലോട്ട് പോകുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ we are storing this value in the stack. നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റാക്കിലോട്ട് ഈ വാല്യൂവിനെ ലോഡ് ചെയ്യണം. So let the stack top. നമുക്ക് പുഷ് ചെയ്യാൻ എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? Stack top, whatever the value in the stack. Here the default, the stack top will be, by default the stack top will be 07. So let it be 07 is the stack top. So 8. So this is the stack, and by default the stack pointer will be pointing to the location 07. So by default we can say the stack top is 07, that is the value, and stack pointer register value in stack pointer register is 07. So when we need a push operation chamber, we need to store the value 0006. So first we learn the value 06 stack pointer. Push in the first operation, that is the stack pointer is incremented. We need to increment the stack pointer, so the stack pointer is incremented, and the first value is pushed to stack. So that is 06 first push in, then the stack pointer is incremented, and the 00 value is pushed to stack. And so the stack pointer is incremented twice. The value is changed to 09. That is the current value. 2 times increment, 2 times the stack pointer increment. So the current value of stack pointer is 09. So during pop operation, we need to load the return address to program counter. So the stack pointer is pointing to the stack top, that is 09. So first we are loading stack pointer value to PCH. So the current value, that is from the stack top, we are loading to from stack top we are loading to PCH, and the stack pointer is decremented, and the next value is loaded to PCL. So the return address, that is 0006, is loaded to the PC, and the stack pointer is decremented. The new value, that is 0, 2 times decrement is -2, and -2, that is 7, is loaded to stack pointer. So this is what happens, and a return instruction comes, that is pop PC with from the stack top. So this is syntax sjump relative address. This is sjump example, sjump label. So any label you can use here, jump again, any label can be used, or label itself you can be used. So operation that makes a short jump to the location label. It's an absolute jump, that is a jump, s address, that is short address, absolute jump to short address, a jump label. So the program takes an absolute jump to the location label. L jump L address, that is long jump to long address, example L jump label. The program takes a long jump to the location label. Next is jump @ a plus dptr. This jump instruction, jump @ a plus dptr. The program counter takes a jump to the location whose address is calculated by a and dptr. So If A contains the accumulator register contains the value 25 and the PTR contains the value 1000 hex, then the program counter jumps to the location 1000 plus 25, that is 1025, putting 1025 into the program counter. Conditional jump instructions. Conditional jump instruction can have two possible execution depending upon the condition. If the condition is true, the program will jump to the branch location specified by the label. So if the condition is false, the program will simply proceed to the next instruction. Please do remember all the conditional jumps are short jump type. So these are the conditional jump instructions. So first one is DJNZ R7 comma back. So DJNZ, that is decrement and jump if not 0. So this instruction is used to for creating the loops. Loops create ചെയ്യാനായിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ DJNZ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So നമുക്ക് എത്രയാണോ വാല്യൂ വേണ്ടത് അതിന് നമുക്ക് എത്ര പ്രാവശ്യം ലൂപ്പ് എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യണം, that value will be placed in a register. ഏതെങ്കിലും RAM register യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം, that is R0 to R7. Any RAM register can be used to hold the iteration value. എത്ര പ്രാവശ്യം ലൂപ്പ് എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യണമെന്നുള്ളത്. So usually we don't use R0 and R1 because R0 and R1 is used for indirect addressing. So R0 R1 we use R3 R2 to R7, any register can be used to create RJNZ. R0 and R7 can also be used. So decrement R7, DJNZ R0 comma by decrement R7, if not equal to 0, go to the labeled location, that is back. So it is used by the programmer to create loops. We initialize the loop count in some registers like R7. At the end of the loop, we write the instruction DJNZ R7 comma back. So back is the label where we wish to begin the loop from. So this instruction will first decrement R7. It will check if R7 has become 0 or not. If R7 is not 0, the program will jump to location back. So this also go on happening till R7 finally becomes 0. That's when the loop will break and the program will simply proceed to the next instruction. The count could have been in any register from R0 to R7. Syntax, this is DJNZ, any address location, that is any memory location, comma, the relative address. So DJNZ 25 hex comma back, decrement the content of location 25 hex, and if not equal to 0, go to the location label back. So this instruction is again used to make the loop just like the previous one, that instead of giving the count in the RAM register, we are giving the count in the memory location. So usually this is an instruction that exists, but usually we give the count in registers. We have 32 general purpose registers, so any of the register can be used to hold the count. But this instruction also exists. That is same thing happens instead of using the RAM location. Here we are using the memory location, that is 25 hex. So any memory address can be used here. This is compare and jump if not equal. Comparing the accumulator register with immediate value. If it is not equal, it jumps to the labeled location, that is relative address. Example CJNE A comma hash 25 hex down. So here A register, that is accumulator, is compared with the number, immediate number, that is 25. 25 is the data, that is hash symbol is here. If not equal, jumps to the location down. This instruction compares the accumulator register with the number 25. If it is not equal, the program will jump to the location down, else it simply proceed to the next instruction. Here the accumulator CJNE A comma address comma relative address. So here example, that is CJNE A comma 25 hex comma down, that is comparing accumulator register with the value of or the content of a memory location. If it is not equal, it jumps to the down. If it is equal, it proceeds to the next instruction. Comparing the content of accumulator register with the content of a particular memory location. Here, CJNE instruction with the RAM register is compared with an immediate value. CJNE R0, #25 hex. If the content of R0 register is not equal to the 25 immediate data, it jumps to the down label down. If it is equal, it proceeds to the next instruction. Next is CJNE @RP, #n. This @ means it's indirect. So the content of this RAM register, that is CJNE @R0, #25 hex down. That is R0 register contains some value that is pointing to a particular memory location. If the value in R0 register is 30, it is pointing to the memory location 30. And the content of location 35 is compared with the value 25. Location 30, memory location 30 is compared with the value 25. If it is not equal, it jumps to the location down. If it is equal, it proceeds to the next instruction. So next is JC, that is jump if carry to a particular address. That is, if there is carry, the program will jump to the location down, label location down. If carry flag is 1, jumps to the location down. So this instruction is used to check the carry flag. If carry flag is 1, the program will jump to the location down, else the program will simply proceed to the next location. So JC and JNC are very frequently used in programs where carry is involved. So next is JNC, that is jump if no carry. JNC down, that is if carry flag is 0, jump to location down. This instruction is used to check the carry flag. If carry flag is 0, the program will jump to the location down, else the program will simply proceed to the next location. So next is JZ, jump if 0. So we don't have, in our status register, we don't have a 0 flag here in 8051. So we are checking the accumulator register in this instruction. If we are jump JZ down, that is if A register is 0, jump to the location down. So else the program will simply proceed to the next location. So next is jump if not 0. Here accumulator register is not 0. That is, the value of accumulator register is not 0. It jumps to the location down. Next is Boolean conditional instructions. These instructions checks the value if individual bits to decide whether jump or not. They are very useful in embedded system application program of timer, serial ports, etc. So jump JB bit to relative address, that is jump if bit. If bit means if it is 1, if it is equal to 1. So example JB P0.0 down, that is if P0.0 is equal to 1, it jumps to the labeled location down. So this instruction is used to check the value of a bit. Here we are checking the Boolean instruction. Here we are checking a particular bit. It is 0 or 1. So if it is 1, we will jump to the location. If it is 0, it goes to the next instruction. So this instruction is used to check the value of a bit. Suppose the bit in the question is P0.0. If P0.0 is 1, then it jumps to the location down, else simply proceeds to the next location. So next is jump if not bit. Jump if not bit means if P here JMP P0.0 down, if P0.0 is equal to 0, it jumps to the location down. Else it proceeds to the next location. JBC bit, JBC P0.0, that is jump if bit and complement or clear it. So if it is P0.0 is 1, it jumps to the location down and it makes the P0.0 0. It will clear the bit. The bit 1 jump and it clears the bit. That is, two operation is done in this instruction. That is, it jumps when it is a bit. If it is 1, it will jump and it will clear it. So this instruction is used to check the value of a bit. Suppose the bit in the question is P0.0. If P0.0 is 1, then it jumps to the location down. And while jumping, also makes P0.0 to 0. Else, it proceeds to the next location.